And yeah, we're live. Kind of surprised it went so fast, but we got a lot to talk about. Hi there, my name is Aaron, and welcome to the Call to Cinema. My microphone actually is plugged in today, though that goes to show you that I did an entire video where hey there, flickering, welcome, man, uh, where I basically accidentally plugged in a hard drive instead of my microphone, and it went okay. So that's the thing. I'm not quite sure I used the Mutants as a picture. Uh, I guess, I'm going to mention it slightly because it's the X-Men thing, but we're going to look at some different stuff today. We're going to be looking at stuff that's coming out. I want to dive a bit more into the Criterion stuff. I kind of mentioned it slightly during on my Halloween Ends trailer video. And I'm actually going to do what I promised to do a while back too. I am going to go into the whole the vault of cinema, as we'll call it, and I'm going to do live reactions. I haven't done live reactions, I don't think, to a couple of my earliest videos. That is cool, Alan. I'm obviously a big Zelda fan myself. I have this one, and I got a Triforce T-shirt as well. So for me, I'm never just geeky about one thing. I'm geeky about several things. It makes it very expensive. Hey there, Chris. I got asked a few questions, and I got sent a few that kind of surprised me today. So there's been different things in the news. Some have been movie related. Some have been film and book related. Some have been tech related. I'm actually surprised that I got questions like that. But it came at quite a time. I actually thought of using that as my header thing, but I figured the Mutants makes a little bit more sense because that's kind of in the cultural zeitgeist right now. So I guess I'll get that. There's not a lot to talk about on that, but if you are a fan of comic books and comic book movies, then you probably know that it has leaks. And you can take leaks for what they are, rumors at best. That the new movie that Marvel is doing, the first X-Men-esque movie, is being called The Mutants. And some people are upset that it doesn't just say X-Men. Actually, nobody's really upset. Just it's fake upset. Hey there, Andy. Welcome, man. Directed by Lone Ranger boxing. I'll probably get around to it. I'm going to do it a couple tonight. But why, let's get this, I guess, this part of the way as a comic geek. So why call it The Mutants? It's probably a throwback to Stanley. See, when the X-Men comic was first being made, it wasn't going to be called X-Men. It was going to be called The Mutants. In actuality, tied with a couple names, the Mutants, the Merry Mutants. So there's a couple of different things that they could have went with. I think that this basically is going to introduce the Mutants into the Marvel Universe, and then they're going to go from there to to make an X-Men movie or an X Factor, whatever you want to do with the characters. Savage Harbor, hey, but Indy, the really important question is, do you love avocados? That's the important question. Hey there, Dustin. So yeah, there we go. That's all I had to say about the Mutants. It's basically, no. Is that that's it. If it's being called that, I really don't know if it is, because I think the New Mutants thing may stop them calling it that. That's because it was the original title of the comic book. I know, shocking, isn't it? So what I want to do tonight, I want to look at a couple different things. I got asked some weird stuff today, because some stuff I've been obsessing over looking at recently is I got asked about the Mac. I got asked if I was getting a computer because I said I was going to be getting. I was putting a big. Yep, Frank Stallone is the singer. He actually sings a song for "Staying Alive." Not bad either. Um, if I was when I alluded to the fact that I was spending a bunch of money to upgrade my channel, if that's what it was, and that is in fact what it was, I am buying a new computer, and that took a lot, for me. It takes a lot of research, a lot of like I'm very OCD, a lot of thinking, rethinking, that type of stuff, and I think I still have that saying. Like I have not on record. I just packed up my records last night. Actually, I'm pretty packed up when it comes to stuff right now. You can see the boxes have gotten smaller. Actually, down there it's not as high. The reason for that is because we've moved over to these like black, bluish, yellow totes that are really really good. It's hard, man. Storing books is really really like when you're bringing it over, when you're traveling with it, it makes it even harder. Um, oh, anyway, so I got asked, what to go with. What's the best option? So I thought I'd throw some tech in there. Well, we got a smorgasbord tonight of things to do. Yeah, you got to be careful when you, especially books falling when you're doing stuff like that. Have a good like humidifier, dehumidifier, because you want to get the moisture out of the air, or it's gonna really affect the your books. Eventually, they're gonna, it's gonna get, mice. They can cause yellowing, so you want to be careful things like that. Thank you, Alan. You rock, man. And that is Zelda Game Watch is a cool buy. So let's do that. Let's do something I've never done before. Let's talk tech. And from there, we will be going to talk looking at right here the criterions stuff, because there is some really good criterion stuff. By the way, there's a really good video that Elliot Cohen did on overrated criterion. And I forgot to put you guys up on the screen, so I gotta be able to see you guys. So you may hear yourself for a second. Actually, no, I'm gonna mute my video, and we're gonna go. You do good, Fallen. That's the thing. You learn early. That way, you 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 don't make mistakes that like I made. So right now, right here is coming out and is out right now because the embargo's been lifted. Is the MacBook Air, the new, with the 4 different colors. So the question I got asked, I got sent, and it was just at the time that I was looking at this myself. Actually, was where do you go or what do you get? Well, it really depends on what you want a computer for. Actually, um, if you're looking at buying one of these new snazzy computers, then there's two options. And this is I think one of the first times that we've had this. So we got the M1 chip, which is a really really good chip. That is the first Mac based silicon chip that they did themselves. Before that, they used Intel, and that was okay, but it wasn't optimum. This Mac silicon chips are really really good. So when there's a price difference like this, like you can buy, this is Canadian price here, by the way, guys, for $14.99, you can get the 8-core CPU, 8-core GPU, 8 up to now gigabyte, no 8-core, 8 gigabyte unified memory, 256 gigabytes SSD storage, or you can get the 10 core GPU with the 8 gigabytes and a 512. So, what exactly does all that mean, except for some babble? Well, for a cheaper price, you can get the M1, which has an 8 core CPU and a 7 core GPU. So basically, if you're when you're thinking about the GPU, that's where you're going to get into what it matters. It's graphical. So basically, if you are editing, video editing, or you want to do YouTube, then you're probably going to look at this right here. Sometimes it's going to make a big difference. Sometimes it's not. 8 gigabytes unified memory and 256 gigabytes SSD drive. We get this one for $12.99. That being said, we do unfortunately get this one with a old school camera. So if you were to select this one, things you're going to miss out on. Like you can spec it up, but you're going to get a 720p camera, and you're going to get speakers that are good, but not quite as great. But it's perfectly fine, fantastic computer. So wonderful there. With the M2, all right. I'm not used to doing this talk, so bear with me. If you're getting this, then you are not going to. There's been a big deal, a big conversation about this right here, about the 256 gigabytes of SSD storage. So what exactly does that mean? Well, that's a base model, and that means that it's running with a faster storage. Like if you've got an older computer, and you've got a hard drive, an SSD drive it's faster. It works differently. Unfortunately, what you want though is you want is with 256 gigabytes, you're looking to have like two 128 gigabyte chips, NAND chips of flash memory. So basically, you're able to swap, and it makes the computer go faster. Now, for some reason, I'm guessing chip shortage. For the base model, the 256, they only put in one 256 gigabyte NAND chip as opposed to two. So after a while, it's going to slow down a bit. It's going to throttle it. So yes, go with the least 512. There you go. So for the person that asked me that, I hope you're watching. For the other people that are like, what the hell is he talking about? Sorry, I try to cater to everybody. And I lost 3 viewers because of that. So some people just don't like my channel. 4 viewers. Some people just don't like my channel. They're just watching to hear me talk about the latest fanciest movies. There we go. I'm gonna be sour. But here we are going to get to the movies. But this way we can weed out the people that actually like the channel and the people that are just here because it's cool. All right. So I guess I got to do that whole YouTube thing. I hate doing it, but here we go. Hi. My name is Aaron, and if you are enjoying this channel and you've been enjoying this channel for a while, then please hit the like button. It really helps the channel a lot with the weird, wacky algorithm that is YouTube that screws me over and demonetizes my videos on a daily basis. If you want to help out with that, no pressure. You can. There is a donation thing, or there is a super chatty button on the screen. Feel free to use it. You gain cool points, and that is awesomeness. If you can't do that, or something that you feel uncomfortable doing, then that is fine. No hate on that at all. Hit the like button. That's important. Share it. That's the good stuff. But yeah, no. I also have a Patreon. If you want to be in that, I recommend it because there's going to be a lot of cool stuff coming in there, and I'm going to be moving a lot of cool stuff over to Patreon. So that's that is what we're saying with that. But let's look at a good breakdown at the movies that are coming out from Criterion, and I'll give you my thoughts on every one of these. It is fun. I mean, like fun. I thank you. Like we have a lot of fun with this. That's at the end of the day. That's what this is. This is like my job temporarily. not long term, because I would go crazy if this was all I had to do. I really admire the people that can, but I'm already going to stir crazy. All right, so let's look at everything here. First off, we got a 4K edition of Night of the Living Dead. You guys know this is one of my favorites. This was sent to me by a viewer. Um, who had sent me not just Night of the Living Dead, but sent me Carnival of Souls, two of my favorite older films. What's that? I think I just went through puberty again. So this is a 4K edition of Night of the Living Dead. Some people ask me, do we need a 4K edition of a um, uh, of an older film? Thank you, Flicker. I appreciate that because I felt a little bit awkward talking about it. Now that being said, just so you guys know, I will be doing an unboxing in a few weeks, in about a month, with my new computer, so you can see exactly what I got, what configuration I chose, what color I chose, and how I chose to go about it. Because I went through a couple different ways. I went going back between, do I want the M1, do I want to get a Pro, and I had to choose which one was best for me, considering that the fact that in the future I'm going to be traveling quite a bit, and that was a very big thing for me to think about. Like when traveling, different temperatures, different times. All right, so what we got here? Let's just see if we got any new featurettes or anything. I'll be honest with you, I'm looking at this, like the features and all that stuff, for the very first time. And I agree with Fallen here. We do need a 4K of this. Now, people say this is an older movie. Why do you want 4K? Well, that's the that's the thing. That's the thing I've been preaching over and over again for people that and you know, not everybody's into this aspect of the tech aspect of cinema, and that is perfectly fine. That is like what what I do, and what apparently a lot of you guys are into as well. So yes, the Blu-ray was already a 4K scan, but when you 4K when you scan to a Blu-ray to a 4K scan, obviously you have to downgrade that to Blu-ray. It's still the best quality that the Blu-ray is ever going to get. Now it's been upgraded, so they already had that 4K scan there. Why not like give you the full scan? It's using the pretty sure this is digital restoration. Um, so what we should get here is the best quality picture and sound that you ever got out of the Night of the Living Dead. Well, it being in 4K, make it too shiny or bright or make it too nice for you to appreciate the grittiness of the original Night of the Living Dead. No, because again, 4K is not meant to make your pictures look shinier. It is to make them look more to what it should like in a cinema. It's meant to make it sound more like it would if you went to the theater to watch that film. So if you want to get the closest to going to Night of the Living Dead back in 1960 to, and actually watching it in a theater or a drive-in, this, my friends, is the copy for you. And it was supervised when this was done by now the late director George A. Romero, co-screenwriter John A. Russo, sound engineer Gary R. Striner, and producer Russell W. Striner. What's very important about this is, and what really hits me on this one, is that we always see on these restorations. Oh, by the way, it was supervised by the cinematographer and the director. But right here, we're seeing something that's very important to me. As you guys know, I'm an audiophile. And it says, and it's supervised by, director, co-screenwriter, and the sound engineer. So that's big for me because I want the movie to sound like it did when they initially went and saw it in the theater. I want to push whatever. If this runs, I'm not sure if this runs with a regular. I'll check, see what the sound options are here. I'm not sure if we're going to get like Dolby Atmos or not, or we're just going to get like a 5.1 surround sound thing. But whichever way, I want it to be and sound exactly like it should. All right, so we got restoration of the monaural soundtrack supervised by Romero and Gary Striner. Again, really important. Present uncompressed on the Blu-ray and 4K UHD. So if you don't have a 4K yet, and you're thinking like future-proofing, this is a great thing to do because you're going to get the Blu-ray, and the Blu-ray is going to be optimized to the best that it can be. So you're going to get a great Blu-ray out of this as well. We have Night of Anubis, a work printed edit of the film. We all know that from the other release that Criterion put out, program featuring filmmakers Frank Darabont, Del Toro, and Rodriguez. We had 60 millimeter dailies reel, program featurette featuring Russo and the commercial and industrial film productions company, where key Night of the Living Dead participants got their start. Two audio commentaries from 1994, which is great because, some of these people have passed away. Well, I know Romero's passed away. We got Romero, Russo, Carl Hardman, actor Judith O'Day. The new one, I'm pretty sure, Indy, that the new I'd have to get it out. The new 4K has a mono track, I think they brought it back in the box set. So because the original Anchor Bay edition of Halloween, when they put it on Blu-ray, didn't have a mono track. And I'm not quite sure if the other one did, but I think it was at the box set. Don't quote me on this because my stuff's packed away. That they actually brought back the mono one. But there's a couple things on the Anchor Bay copy that made me keep it actually. I just like the shiny artwork. Remember that? And I like the 2 disc, and I have that Halloween documentary on its own disc. It was kind of cool. Archival interviews with Ramiro and actors Dwayne Jones and Judith Ridley. Programs at the film style and score. Program with the director of the film's Ghouls, featuring members of the cast and crew. Interviews with Gary Striner and Russell Striner. Newsreels from 1967. Trailer radio spots and TV spots. English subtitles for the deaf and hard of hearing, plus an essay by critic Stuart Clowens. And that is a lot of cool stuff for me. One of the big things, I'm not going to lie, it is an amazing amount of stuff. And the fact that they're taking the time, this is Criterion. This is where Criterion gets something right that some companies don't always get, because Criterion is meant to be a film school on box. That's what they get. And in some ways, I felt like they've kind of gone away from that. But that's again because I have been buying a bunch of Criterion recently. But I will say that the fact that they're a company that doesn't just look at, okay, let's make this the best picture, but let's give this the best sound, but let's not just give this the best sound. And I hate to harp on this again, but let's talk to the people that made the sound for this film. That's a Criterion thing. On a lot of releases like this, what you get a commentary, get some talking head documentaries type of thing, and they talk to the basic guys, maybe to get into the editors, talk most with the film, with the producers, maybe get some special effects guys in there, but you wouldn't get a lot talking about about sound, and I think that's important. So yeah, that's my rant on that. Let's go to the one that I know Damon is excited about, and that is Lost Highway, which is my better half's absolutely favorite Lynch film of all time. This is the one. This is hers. Everybody has a Lynch film, I think. If you like Lynch, right? If you don't like Lynch, obviously you don't. Well, this is the original Night of the Living Dead, Alan. So the sequel would be Dawn of the Dead, followed by Day of the Dead, followed by some other films. Some are better than others. And, of course, a unofficial sequel is Return of the Living Dead, which John Russo did when there was a rights issue thing going on, a battle between him and Mr. Romero. So Lost Highway is one of these just incredibly beautiful, weird, freaking films. I would have loved to have the TV version for Mulholland Drive as well. See, I see that not as an impossibility to get, but I would say when it comes to alternate versions and stuff like that, I find that you wait for Arrow Video to do it. Remember Thief, when Thief came out? I love the movie Thief. If you bought the Criterion edition, you got a really good edition of Thief. If you bought the Arrow limited edition that came out first, you got two versions of the film, and it was incredible. I thought about buying the Kino one, but at the time, for you guys, guys that know the history, the background with me and Kino, I didn't buy it because it was around that time. But this here is this is incredible. So This is 4K. Oh yes, this is 4K. So it is Lost Highway, and Flickering is 100% right about that. People will make arguments for mono, but for Night of the Living Dead, it is best because that's how it was recorded originally. That's exactly it. The same with when Indy said he kept his Halloween because he wanted that mono sound. That he definitely wanted to make sure that they had that there. Well, these here, Sean, come out in October. This is the October releases we're looking at right now. Well, Mulholland Drive was a TV pilot, to be fair. Mulholland Drive was never meant to be a feature film. It didn't start out like that. It started out to be the next, like his next Twin Peaks. But amazingly, the station passed on it. Considering how like revered Mulholland Drive is now, those people, they still have to be kicked. They still should be kicking themselves. But we got a great movie of it anyway. But Lost Highway is incredible. It is just one of those films that is haunting and unusual and strange, but it is so good. It's a 4K edition. This one is going to have Dolby Vision HDR on this one, and for those that do have Dolby Vision, you're going to know that it's there's Dolby Vision and then there's HDR, 10 plus Dolby Vision. They're both great. Dolby Vision, a bit better. Is a picture of the art of David Lynch, a feature-length 1997 documentary by Toby Keeler, featuring Lynch and his collaborators, Angela Badalamenti. That's the guy, of course, who scored many things, but is probably most famous for his score for Twin Peaks, where with some of his score, with lyrics sang by the now unfortunately late Julie Cruz, who is very much missed, Peter Deming, Barry Gifford, Mary Sweeney, and others, along with on-set footage from Lost Highway, which has got to be incredible right there. Reading by Lynch and critic Christine McKenna of excerpts from their 2018 book, Room to Dream. Archival interviews with Lynch and actors Patricia Arquette, Bill Pullman, and Robert Loggia. English subtitles for the deaf and hard of hearing. I have many friends that are in that category, and I never really appreciated this before, but I do so much now. So whenever I see that, that's amazing. I forgot that he scored Nightmare 3. Thank you for bringing that up, by the way. Only time Gary Busey worked with Lynch. Oh. I knew Tough Guys Don't Dance, but I totally forgot about Nightmare 3. Excerpts from an interview with Lynch from filmmaker and writer Chris Rodley's book, Lynch on Lynch. And it has a gorgeous cover. This is what you'd expect from this one here. We've met before, haven't we? There's some really haunting sequences. Really haunting. Oh, yeah, it's been our favorite. Like, we talked about this one quite a bit, actually, when we first met. Lynch is amazing. All right, Arsenic and Old Lace. For those that know my channel and know me a bit, I did acting when I was younger. I did a lot, not acting in movies. I did a lot of stage stuff. And Arsenic and Old Lace is one of the films that is a film that I did like a stage production, a couple of stage productions of. The writing in this is so crisp and so incredible. You just watch Mulholland Drive? Some people can't get into it. I mean, like, not everybody is like, is going to be like super Lynch, and I understand that. So what we have here is basically this is based on a play, and Arsenic and Lace is a really, really good one. What's really cool about this is on the stage play, there was Boris Karloff played the role of the evil brother, the one who was escaped from prison. Now, the running joke in the play was that he was horrible looking and he looked like that horrible actor, Boris Karloff. Now, in the movie, unfortunately, Boris Karloff didn't play the role. I think it was Raymond Massey. But he did still keep the Boris Karloff joke in there, I think, if I remember correctly. So we got Cary Grant is Mortimer Brewster. He is about to bring his wife or fiance, home to meet his aunts who raised him. He finds out that his aunts are insane, like are totally bonkers, and his crazy brother is insane as well, and he's worried that it's something that runs in the family. Um, it is a madcap comedy, which is really, really good, and I cannot like recommend it anymore because it is that good. You just I can't recommend it. This you need to have this movie. I need to own this movie. Yeah, we got Josephine Hall and Jean Adar playing the two older ladies. We have the John Alexander who plays the brother who thinks he's Teddy Roosevelt. The crazed criminal Raymond Massey, who is a dead ringer from Boris Karloff, and of course the plastic surgeon Peter Lorre is there playing his creepiness as well. This is a great film. It is so good to see this put on by Criterion. We get a new 4K digital transfer of this one, but this is Blu-ray. Well, let's get a 4K down the road. You never know. But that's the thing. It's not that he's he's acting in the way that he really should for this type of film. And the style, it's a style of acting, zombies, that was utilized especially at that time. But the key point to remember when you're thinking about this one too is it's based on a stage play, and its acting is very much stage acting. So when I used to go out on stage, one of the things that's there that's not when you got like a camera setup is basically, well, a camera can zoom in, zoom out. It gets everything there. You can be a way more subtle, but on stage you really emote more. You got project, and this really comes off more like as a what really is neat about this for me, and like as a would have been actor, I guess, is that this really comes across as I'm watching a stage play, and I never got to see this on stage. It is a classic, and but I understand. Some of my favorite plays. Oh, you did Glengarry Glen Ross. That I did not do that one. I would have loved to have done that one. I did a lot of the standbys. This was a favorite for me. Hey, but man, welcome. I hope you sleep well. Hopefully, I'll put you to sleep. Hey, Miss Sweetie, what is it? Is it the mouse? Are you freaked out by the mouse? We got a mouse in the house. Uh, but I did a lot. I did a lot of Shakespeare. I did a lot of like Roald Dahl stuff, like where we do like shorter uh, plays, and I love that. But for me, like this style stuff was the type that I did the front page, and I love that. That also became a movie, and then became another movie, also with Cary Grant. I think. So I love things with a really I love I love love talking, right? I love a good script. We get a new auto commentary from featuring Chris Charles Dennis, author of "There's a Body in the Window Seat: The History of Arsenic and Old Lace," radio adaptation from 1952 starring Boris Karloff. That is going to be amazing. I want to see that. Trailer, English subtitles for deaf and hard of hearing. Essay by critic David Carnes. And we got a new front cover there by F. Ron Miller. And I like the cover. It really does have that old school, like 30s-esque feel to it of a yeah, they're going all in on the play portion of it. So if you've remember old like the and Innuel, the old posters that they'd have in a lot of like if you go to if you did a play, an off Broadway play or something like that, very much like this, very reminiscent of that. I did we did Romeo and Juliet. I was not a big fan of that one. I did Othello, and I had like I said down there before. I had to play Iago, and that was a big one for me. La Llorona. Here we go. This is actually pretty cool. I don't know if I've seen this one. I don't think I've seen this. I know what the character is, uh, but it's called a Mullen film. A new interview with Bustamante. Hopefully, I pronounced that right. Documentary on the making of the film, featuring interviews with cast and crew. Trailer. It's a 2019 film, so it's probably why I haven't seen it. Yeah, it's 2019. Much love, His Girl Fridays. Yeah, Arsenic and Old Lace seems like a no-brainer. Exactly. And His Girl Friday, of course, is the remake of the Front Page, which is what we did. Also, one of my favorites to do was a small role. I was in a production of Snow White and Seven Dwarfs, and I played Dopey. So I had no lines, and I had to. So I did a lot of more what you call, I guess, Panama, which was very fun. I don't know this one. So not that great. Maybe they're going on like people love Del Toro, so maybe they'll love this. This is one I don't know a lot about. We got new English subtitle translation here. I'm not saying anything. I guess English subtitles, so maybe they can go for the deaf, hard of hearing thing. But still, I think it's important. Essay by journalist and novelist Francisco Goldman. This is one, guys, I can't talk about. Indy knows more about that because I have not seen it. Now let's go to Cure, which is by Kiyoshi Kurosawa. And this one was done back in 1997. So it's not newer territory. To me, when I hear the word 1997, I'm like, oh, that's just last year. And not realizing that, oh my God, that's over 20 years ago. Okay, so this was his big one here. A new wave of Japanese horror while pushing the genre into uncharted realms of philosophical and get it right, existential exploration. A string of shocking, seemingly unmotivated murders, each committed by a different person, yet all bear the same grisly hallmarks. A detective, Takabe, to a labyrinth investigation to discover what connects them, and into a disturbing game of cat and mouse with the enigmatic amnesiac who may be evil incarnate. Hey there, Scott. Welcome. Very interesting here. I know I've seen this, but I don't remember it. A new conversation with director Kiyoshi Kurosawa and filmmaker. Okay. Interviews with the actors. Interview from 2003. Trailers and teasers. Essay by Chris Fujiwara. And a very intriguing cover. I got to say, I don't remember this one. I wish I did, because I know I saw it and it sounds intriguing. So going into this one, I'm going to be going with new eyes. And let's get to Eve's Bayou. Another one from 1997. So we got two 1997s here. And we have some great actors in here. We have the amazing Lynn Whitfield, the incredible Diane Carroll. And as a kid that grew up in the 80s, whose grandmother religiously watched All My Children every day. So did I when I was home. It has Debbie Morgan, who played Angie on All My Children. And she did it for many years. I remember Angie and Jesse. So if you're older and you remember All My Children, you got to know Debbie Morgan. Anyway, Debbie Morgan's been in a lot of stuff. Trust me, I've seen her. So this is a great film, by the way. I do like this one a lot. It has the original 108-minute theatrical release of the film here. We got a 5.1 surround DTS HD master audio soundtrack mix here. Supervised by the director and cinematographer is the new 4K digital restoration. It is a Blu-ray. Can we see this one come out on 4K? We may see everything come out on 4K, but here's the thing. Do we want to wait for everything on 4K? Are some movies just good enough on Blu-ray? Yes, they are. Depends on how much you like the movie. So we got an audio commentary on the director's cut featuring Lemons, Vincent, producer Caldecott Chubb, and editor Terry Lynn A. Shropshire. Dr. Hugo's short film Lemons made as a proof of concept for Eve's Bayou in a new 4K digital transfer. New interview with Lemons, cast reunion footage. I want to see that. Interview with composer Terrence Blanchard. New program showcasing black and white Polaroids with Vincent that Vincent took during production. Cast and crew photographs by William Eccleston. Trailer English subtitles for deaf and hard of hearing, plus an essay by film scholar Kara Keeling. Your favorite era is 90s, 2000. I'm a little bit older than you. I'm guessing, Fallen. So my favorite era is the 80s, but I got like such a huge bias having grown up in that time. Let me see if I have anything to drink here. My drink is all gone. Okay, let me get a drink. I'll be right back. Soda. It's been hot here recently, and nothing to me sounds as good as the opening up, as the sound of a soda can opening up. So these are the October releases. What are the must-haves on here? For me, there are four. There is Eve's Bayou, Arsenic and Old Lace, Lost Highway, and Night of the Living Dead. One that I would love to pick up as one because I don't remember it. I would say is Cure. I don't know about La Llorona. There's so many of those movies out there right now. A good friend of mine, Master Chaos, made his own version of that, and in his version, Danny Trejo's in it. So I like me some Danny Trejo. I think I get that version first. But top three in order is going to be in third place only because they did such a good job in the Blu-ray is probably going to be Night of the Living Dead. In second place is Lost Highway, and in number one place for me is Arsenic and Old Lace. But you can move them back any way you want to. Here, Christian. I like Exotica. I really do. You have to like Exotica, and you're Canadian like me. You want to check out La Llorona before you buy this one? It's on Shudder. I lost my voice there for a second. That's what this drink is for. My God, it's not working. Today it was announced that the big edition of Halloween that they put out was those 5 4K releases were back in stock. Let's find out if they still are. So when came out with the Halloween package, looks like it's gone out of stock again. This was back in stock for a while. Where you could get the 5 films, you get the vinyls. I thought for sure this was, maybe there is one that's in stock. Let us check. Looks like that's the only one. But for a while today, that was back in stock. I do apologize. I thought it would still be here. I had whole thoughts planned about it. I got my Halloween 4 right here. I got my Halloween 5 starring Nicolas Cage right here. Eric, Asian movie enthusiast, is really, really incredible. We'll be back to talk to Victory. Thank you, Gleaming. Ragman, right? I know by the Radu picture. So what are they promoting here right now while I look away from the screen? We got Kamen Rider Kagaya? Damn. Yes, please. Brand new Super Sentai here. It's a 5 month, so that's a really good one, actually. We got the Fog on 4K, collector's edition, and steelbook. No, thank you on the steelbook, but yes, thank you, please. On the do we have a picture yet for the Stevie Wayne figure? We still don't. Steve Wayne is Adrian Barbeau in the Fog, by the way. That's actually a pretty good question. Is Evil Dead 2 a sequel or a remake? It's people. Most people say it's a sequel, and I will to a certain degree. But really, Evil Dead 2 is pretty much a remake of Evil Dead 1 with more comedy. Actually, Evil Dead is scary. It was a scary ass movie. Evil Dead 2 is not scary. But I've always taken it as a pseudo remake. Got the Fog, Child's Play 3, Chucky's back. That's the worst of the Child's Play films. Though still fun. Red Dawn 4K UHD Collector's Edition. I'm enjoying Chucky, by the way, the new TV series. Belle, that looks gorgeous. I haven't seen it, but it looks gorgeous. JFK with the exclusive poster autograph by Oliver Stone. That's kind of cool. $6 Million Man. We can rebuild him. We have the technology. I love that show. It was the first show that I saw on TV. It's the first show I can remember seeing on TV. And the very first scene that I remember seeing on a black and white TV was Steve Austin, no, not the wrestler, the $6 Million Man, Steve Austin, getting his arm ripped off by Bigfoot. Or was it the other way around? I remember an arm being ripped off and it being like an electronic arm. So what's that? His bionic arm, or did he rip off Bigfoot's arm and realize he was a robot at that point? Oh, God, so long ago. It was like I was young, guys. I remember. That's what I remember. Where is Mr. Europe go? Oh, the fembots. The fembots are incredible. It's the thing. Andy, it's what I like to call the Masters of the Universe syndrome. And this is before. And it's basically when a show comes out, it's extremely popular, and then a spin-off series comes out, and it gets it right, and it fixes all the mistakes that the original show had originally. So you got $6 Million Man, which is a fantastic series, and you get Bionic Woman that's better because he had the foresight to say, okay, this is what didn't work in $6 Million Man. Same thing with shows like Hercules and Xena. Hercules is good. Xena is 10 times better because they looked at Hercules and said, okay, that was good, but we can do Xena. We can do Xena, and we can make it a better show. We got experience working on it now. And they made He-Man. He-Man's great. She-Ra's better because it's just the show. By that time, the show was better. I lost 3 people when I said that. I gotta stop taking this so serious. I've got to stop taking it personally when somebody leaves. I'm so saddened. We got some nice stuff here. Non-configuration, flesh eaters. Can't even say the word. The Warren Oates film. Hey, you. Where'd you go? Manufest. I want to see this Stevie Wayne figure. I got to do a video when the Stevie Wayne figure finally gets revealed. Because I, like many people my age, totally in love with Adrian Barbeau at the time. She became very popular in a series called Mod, which was a spinoff of All in the Family. And I have to say, sweaters. Adrian Barbeau made me appreciate sweaters. Still, she is still amazing. Adrian Barbeau was in Carnival, which was such a good show, and she was so good in it. Carnival still has one of the best hours of TV that I've seen. There's an episode of Carnival. If you've seen the show, you know what I'm talking about. You'll probably know it even before I say it. Where they stop in this kind of mining town, and there's this one person that wants to leave the carnival, like they wants to stay there, and they do with horrific results. If you've never seen Carnival, then definitely check it out. I wanted to keep this like a very. I promised to do a reaction video. I was about to go off air. So 10 years ago, I started my channel. And Cannonball Run, I saw it in the theater. It was a fun film. So you know the episode I'm talking about then, Andy. I was trying different things for my channel to see what would work. So most of these videos I haven't seen for about 10 years. I don't tend to watch myself. I don't think many people do. On YouTube especially. Unless you're editing your video, you're not watching yourself. So let's pick something here. Let's pick something short. What do you think? What do you guys want? I have my Blu-ray collection part 1. I have Girls, Guns, and G-Strings review. I got a Scribblenauts review from Wii U. Still 31 views, so not a lot of people watch that one. My comic book videos back then, no views, 27 views. It's been 10 years. So it couldn't pick up views even after 10 years. It's like 27 views. When I started the Call to Comics portion of this video channel, I can tell you right now, I was taking a chance. Like Glenn the Lone Ranger one here, if it's not too far in, I will actually. Or triple feature, Phantasm, horror documentary on DVD, From Beyond the Valley, From Beyond Death Valley review. I unfortunately cannot see it. But it would have been an early one because it would have been one of the very first things I bought. So let's see if we can put it in here. Oh, get burpy, but was it called Lone Ranger? Lone Ranger 75th anniversary DVD set, and I'm wearing a hat too. So this was the thing, guys. And I don't mean like a baseball cap. I wore hats back then. I looked like I belonged in a ska band. So let's see how young I looked, and let's Hi there. Yesterday when I did. Let's go back here. In theaters, and no matter what you feel about it, you probably have seen as a kid or have heard about the Lone Ranger, and it was a great series. One of the first things that I bought when I came out here to St. John's. So that's the hat, and that's the guy. This is my first apartment in St. John's. Looking in the background, like that was my movie collection at the time. I think I had that and a little shelf. So come a long way, baby, I guess, right? I do like my beard there, though. I will say that. You can make fun of the hat. It's okay. Which is where I live. Is the 75th anniversary collector's edition. When I came to St. John's, when I got my first paycheck for when I started working St. John's immediately. I had a pretty not the greatest job. I had a great pay, and so one of the first things I wanted to do was go out and buy and splurge on something because I had sought off most of my movies to get to St. John's. So I saw this Lone Ranger set, and my grandfather passed away a few years before, and I'd grown up with my grandparents. They raised me, so we used to watch Lone Ranger and Cisco Kid, and like the the Egg and I guys, the Mama Kettle, all the time. So this was kind of Who's the hipster? Me. I'm the hipster, Jeffrey.
Lone Ranger. And right now,
At least back
if you go
then.
to any Walmart, you probably saw this kind of cool little cartoon drawn 3-volume set of Lone Ranger, 8 episodes on each disc thing in at Walmart right now. It's kind of like a cash in for the new Lone Ranger movie. But this was the original big boy set that came out, and it has a lot on it. We're going to break it open. We're going to look at it and see exactly what it has. This is one of my favorite sets, and what it has in it is incredible.
So, this is being shot on an iPhone 4. All my early videos were shot on an iPhone 4. So, I apologize for the quality and the hat.
So, right away, as soon as you open this thing up, on the inside you see a nice drawing of a Clayton Moore with a reproduction of the autograph. And even before we get into the DVD portion of this one here, we're going to look at some really cool stuff. Little package.
Me too. So.
And
this is so awkward for me to do.
First off, we have
what did I do? Why did I agree
the
this?
Lone Ranger Victory Corps. Right? It was a little club that you could become a part of. So you'd send in your stuff, and they would send you this here identification card to show that you're a member of the Lone Ranger Victory Corps. Solemn pledge there.
I kind of mumble out there, don't I? Like, hopefully I don't do that so much now, but I'm mumbling.
Also, along with that, you'd, when you would join the Corps, you would get this little envelope, Lone Ranger envelope.
I do love the set. I'm not going to lie. It's a great set.
It came with a...
I actually packed it up around 2 days ago.
Basically, to talk about the Lone Ranger Safety Club. And just some great reproductions on there, as you can tell. And Moretta Bakeries apparently did this.
I didn't have a lot of camera awareness back then.
There's more. Also, around the time, if you remember the old trading cards, these are way before my time, but this comes with trading cards from the television movie. They're called picture cards. Now, each story apparently was 30 cards. And just open it up
like
here,
Bob Ross.
Example what it looks like.
It's a happy little trees.
Kind of done like the old cigarette cards.
I think there were cigarette cards actually.
Ones in here, and then this packet here. There's about 5 or 6. I'm not going to get them all out right now. I really think you should pick up the set if you're a fan at all. I paid a lot of money for this set, but nowadays I think for a while now you should.
If only I knew.
I'm not sure if they raise the price after the movie or not.
If only I knew what movies were going to cost in the future, I would have been so happy.
Ranger, original Legend Ranger comic book. Some beautiful art in this one here. I gotta say, looking at this, even today, I'm just very impressed with how this was done. I'm thinking.
I wonder if this is a Dell comic. Like Dell did a lot of this stuff.
And last, but definitely not least, it's the autographed signed Lone Ranger picture by Clayton Moore with Lone Ranger with his horse Silver. This set was something I fell in love with right away. And I'll tell you, when you get it, you're not exactly sure what's in here. Well, I wasn't prepared for exactly how much content.
I seem nervous. I mean, I'm a little shaky. I'm shaky anyway because I'm epileptic. So my hands do shake a bit sometimes.
There is an episode guide. This is
but I feel like I'm nervous.
1 and 2 are basically of the Lone Ranger, what you get in this 75th one. And to put that into perspective, you will be getting 12 discs plus a bonus, plus bonus feature. So we're looking at 78 episodes of the Lone Ranger. First 78. Not to mention you're going to get 3 episodes of the animated Lone Ranger series that came out in 1996. There's a Peace Patrol episode, which basically is Timmy and Lassie meet the Lone Ranger. It's an episode of Lassie with the Lone Ranger in it. You will also get a original broadcast of an episode of the Lone Ranger, and it does include the script. There are some great episodes along here, and there's some great guest stars. You got guys like Denver Pyle, who shows up a few times in different roles. You'll probably remember from
Oh, that wasn't a Lone Ranger going on the street there. I tell you that much.
There's just so much. Craig Stevens, James Arnaz, back before Gunsmoke days.
Okay, let's go on past that.
Contents. They talked about the Lone Ranger, what made him, Beyond the Mask.
It's the book.
Stuff. So each one has its own picture. Has a very nice.
I'm distracted by my hat.
Features disc, and this is done neatly as well. This is the bonus features disc. It has the cartoon episodes, Lassie episode, and the other stuff on it. And it comes out like.
What's the series called? Like Lone Ranger and like Tarzan like series or something.
But here's the neat thing about this: it folds out for a picture of the Lone Ranger on one side, and his trusty companion Tonto on the other. So again, when you buy this set, you get 13 discs. And that's not an unlucky number in this case. 78 episodes of The Lone Ranger, an episode of Lassie, you have 3 episodes of the cartoon series The Lone Ranger. You get yourself a collector's book. You get an episode guide. Fully goes through every episode with
those are DVD, Jeff. This is like definitely like an earlier set. This video was done 10 years ago.
All the way up to 1951. So you're going to go from March 8th. And it is incredible.
Let's see if we got a tagline at the end.
The Lone Ranger movie coming out. You might want to go back and see where the Lone Ranger got to start out. There are some great episodes. It's really fun. It's the type of show you can sit down and watch with your kids. The Lone Ranger box set is amazing. I highly recommend it. And for me right now, although it's raining outside here, I'm going to sit down, I'm going to watch the Lone Ranger, and it's definitely time for tea and a little bit of Western.
So there you go. See, I did use the time for tea even way back then. So that one was 9 years ago, even though I bought the Lone Ranger set before I even started the channel. Thanks, fella. I had to do the time. Want to say the weirdest and one of the shortest videos I ever did? When I was experimenting. Here we go. This is extremely short. You can tell it's an iPhone 4 camera. Look at this.
7 days of horror, day 10. Tonight, the last section, so just probably showing them backwards. So much better cam movie than I expected.
There you go. Right. That is horrible. I did a lot of different like stuff. I wanted to show you guys one of my different ones because I did like beer reviews. I'm not even joking. I did. Whenever I talked about video game consoles, it was literally. I did share my new Scream Factory on my Patreon channel. Yeah. You know, I had all kinds of hats. I had white hats. I had baseball caps. It's fun. It's awkward for me. Okay. Okay. I think my most unique hat is this one right here.
You did too when you were growing up. Someone that you watched and that meant something to you when you were growing up. Someone that you kind of like went to. And for some reason,
this is my Andy Cat phase. Where, if anybody remembers the cartoon character of Andy Cat,
are double-sided discs. And
I'm not sure what made me think that was going to be. That was going to be the hat that was really going to take it. We're going to love. This is a early video from Morocco, from my very first trip to Morocco.
Welcome to Essaouira.
Could barely hear any sound there. Did I do a VHS? I think I did actually. I may not be able to find it tonight. I'm gonna like pre-tape a couple of videos like this. It's really awkward doing it live. Even like as awkward as it might be for you watching me watch me, it's even more awkward for me. Like we got out and about videos here. When I was in St. John's, there's ones where when we're driving. With me on a camel, being terrified. I'm not even joking. It's my entire life, 10 years of my life, all pretty much documented. Anyway, that's definitely enough of that. You see where it says? Okay, there you go. Obviously, I was a trendsetter. But yeah, I definitely I had this stage where it was like, okay, I know what my YouTube persona is going to be because I was thinking, okay, who am I? What do I want to put across, and like how do I want to put across? I don't want people to like to kind of remember me, and I was like, maybe I should wear a lot of hats. Maybe hats will be will be a thing. Hats are cool. I liked hats, so I did. I wore a few hats during a period, but then I just realized just be the guy under the hat. That's what's most important. If you ever make a YouTube channel, so I'm going to tell you right now, just be you. Unless you're awesomely doing a character, and then fantastically like do it, like do a Brandon Tenold or a Cinema Snob or whatever. But kind of was me when I wanted to do this. I leaned into my earlier time, and as I go through this now, I realize that I use a lot of like my early improv stuff, and I use a lot of journalism with here. I'm not telling news or not, but I use a lot of the stuff that I learned in journalism. That's the one thing I can tell you right now. If you have ever you've done editing before, or you've gone to school for anything like that, thank you, Fallen Man. I appreciate that. Like, because I was really very very raw and very like unstructured and didn't quite know where I wanted to go. It probably seems like that right now, actually. But I was finding myself. And the nice thing about this is that I stuck with it, like pretty much far and large, with some, drops every once in a while. And the reason I did that is because I enjoyed it, and I still enjoy because of you guys. I enjoy talking to you guys. Most of the time, I was doing it back then, though. For a long portion of those 10 years, there was pretty much nobody watching my videos. So I had like 10 or 20 views at a time. There would be, I would be amazed if I'd wake up the next morning or even within a week. Well, kind of Deadpool. There we go. But it's eventually I locked in to a couple times when some people actually watched my stuff, and some people that I really respected watched my videos, and that kept me going. And now I got you guys who I truly respect. So there you go. That's why I'm still doing this. That's why I'm up at 2:30 in the morning making a video for you guys instead of sleeping when I know I'm going to be packing some kitchen stuff tomorrow. Here's the thing with packing appliances for another country is there's a difference in wattage and the voltage basically. So you're going to be buying mostly new kitchen stuff. So if you're North America and you're traveling over to Europe or something like that, you're going to be living there for a year or two or whatever, then you just know, you're probably going to buy mostly all new appliances. And, buy your TV over there. That's what I'll be doing. If I ever get over there, still, I won't believe it's happening until it's actually happening. That's what I'll say. My stuff will be there. I'll be pawning for my stuff for about a year before I get there, I think. All right. Anyway, guys, I am not going to ramble on. My name is Aaron. I just wanted to come in and talk to you guys tonight. Look at the Criterion stuff because I just went through it really quickly. Mention the Halloween thing, so keep an eye out. That Halloween set, if you really want it, those 4Ks, the probably won't be on sale again after this. So hit the notification button there to notify when it's coming back in. If you didn't mind me talking and rambling on about some tech stuff, let me know. Because that's another part of me that I very rarely show on screen. But don't worry, it'll be more organized and structured. Yeah, when I talk about it later on, I'll want to do the unboxing and all that type of stuff. We'll get a bit more into it when it comes to that. Anywho, my name is Aaron. I want to thank you so much for coming in. If you hit that like button, you're in here. You are a super cool person, and you rock. If you want to join the Patreon, there is going to be, I've checked the 1930s Mexican films on Indicator. I'll check them out, actually. We'll check them in the next video. I'm going to be doing a live Patreon video next week. So I'll let you guys know ahead of time. And because I haven't done so much recently on Patreon because I'm planning for a lot of other stuff. And I have some stuff that's in the process of editing, but I'm waiting for a computer. Go check out the first video that explained the difference between VSA and VSUs. Nice. I really like that video, actually. I had a lot of fun. I'm a big Vinegar Syndrome proponent and Severin now, too. So you'll be hearing me talk about Vinegar Syndrome, obviously, a lot. I was the original Vincent guy. So there you go. But with all that being said, thank you so much for joining me tonight. I'm drinking a unnamed cola. They don't give me any I'll name the cola if they want to sponsor my channel. Have a wonderful evening. Thank you guys so much for joining me here. It has been a blast. I'll see you right here next time in Call to Cinema. And just remember, enjoy yourself, have fun, and we'll talk soon.